The first video in the Strangest Cases in Law series, Sinclair and Hangs, was a case around a dispute about horse dentistry. Miss Julia Ann Sinclair had converted for her own use Mr. Hangs' horse trailer, also called a float, which was specifically made for horse dentistry. Mr. Hangs won the case and was awarded $12,000, the approximate value of the trailer. As the court noted, there are so few horse dentists in Australia that there is no market for horse dentist floats. Another Australian case, and the third video in the series, Regina and Carol, is the heartwarming story about policemen and mangoes. Okay, not really. The two police officers, while at work, apparently had what was described as a heated discussion about mangoes. When the men finished work for the day, Mr. Carroll followed Mr. Regina to the bar where the two had a fight. The moral of this story is, don't argue with policemen over mangoes. The third Australian case, and the fifth in the series, Clarke and McCord, is a leading Australian case about remedies, and it's all thanks to frozen sperm. Mr. McCord was a specialist fertility practitioner and director of St George's Fertility Centre. In 2002, he entered into a deed with Dr. Clarke in which he agreed to sell a number of the assets of the company to her. Of these assets were 3,513 straws of frozen sperm, but due to poor record keeping, only 1,996 were usable. Not being able to use them, Dr. Clarke had to import sperm from the US, as for some reason it couldn't be sourced from Australia, which cost over $1 million. The case reached the High Court, and Dr. Clarke got her $1 million sperm money. From the United Kingdom, and video number 2 in the series, comes the infamous case of Regina against Brown, a case where the police mistook a porno for a murder. In 1994, while investigating a separate matter, Manchester police somehow obtained a video of what looked like men being tortured and killed. The police immediately launched a murder investigation under the name of Operation Spanner and found even more videos and pictures. When the men in the videos heard of this, they turned themselves into police. And as it turns out, it was actually a group of gay men making BDSM tapes. Nobody in the videos had been hospitalised and all men were alive and well. The police of Operation Spanner started to look a bit like tools. Nonetheless, the men were arrested anyway, and warnings were given to 26, and 16 were charged for offences ranging from keeping a disorderly house to assault occasioning actual bodily harm. The case went to the court and was appealed a number of times and was knocked back each time, with the court stating that a person cannot consent to bodily harm. Operation Spanner was a real spanner in the works for these gentlemen. The obvious number 1 is of course Donahue and Stevenson. Number 4 in the series, and perhaps the best known case worldwide, is the strange tale of a snail in ginger beer. In 1928, May Donahue went to visit her friend at the Well Meadow Cafe in Paisley. She had herself a Scotsman ice cream float, which is a mixture of ginger beer and ice cream, but got a little more than she expected. When her friend poured the remaining ginger beer over her ice cream, the decomposing remains of a snail fell out and onto her ice cream. Unsurprisingly, this unwelcome addition to her dessert made her sick, and she sued the maker of the ginger beer, Mr. Stevenson. After a long drawn-out battle and Mr. Stevenson dying while the case was still open, the case was settled outside of court. However, the court still had their say, and such was the birth of the duty of care, all thanks to a snail and a Scottish widow.